What is up, guys? It is the Citrus Bandy here today, and I'm coming at you with a video of a deck that I have been playing in Hearthstone, and I call it Unstable Portal. Now, really, the deck in and of itself has literally 2 unstable portals, and that's all. So the deck is just named after these cards in particular. And then from there, I kind of morphed a deck around them. Now, nothing really to do with, recycling the unstable portals. Although I do believe Cho, if you had Lore Master Cho, or whatever his name is for this deck, it would be pretty interesting. Alright, Lore Walker Cho. Whenever a player casts a spell, it puts a copy in the other player's hand. Oh, okay, so that wouldn't work. That would only work if your opponent had it. So I'm not really sure how you can do all those recycling things if you can actually get to more than 2 in your deck outside of Arena. So, yeah, I don't know. There might be a gimmick behind that. But I use these 2 and then just try to make a pretty tough deck to beat as far as I go. So let's go. I'm gonna go through the deck real quick and then we'll go test it out. I've actually had lots of fun with this deck. I had like a level 15 Mage, and I've got to level 28 with this deck because it's a lot of fun. I always thought of mages as not really a fun class, but I'll get into that more later. So, Arcane Missiles, that's easy to get. Mirror Image, same thing. Leopard Elm, which is just a solid 1-drop. A Mana Worm, one of the awesome, really early game drops you can get, and some really crazy plays you make on turn 1. For instance, you can play a Mana Worm, Coin, and Mirror Image. That's a 3/3 with 2/2 taunts, which is pretty crazy. We got the Frostbolt for removal, Acidic Swamp Ooze for the weapons, the Unstable Portals. I'll kind of describe what they are later on after I go through all the other cards. Ironbeak Owl, you silence something. Snow Chugger, which is the freeze on the 2/3. It's a really good card in my opinion. You can just keep freezing people. It's really good against people who have hero powers that they need to attack with. So not a mage, but all the other ones that have damage. So a druid or a warrior has armor, but they use a lot of weapons, so it can really slow them down that way. Sorcerer's Apprentice, really awesome if you can get that on turn 1 and then Unstable Portal. If you have if you can coin into that on turn 1 and then do double Unstable Portal turn 2, that can be pretty crazy. Arcane Intellect, Counterspell, pretty self-explanatory. Vaporize, Acolyte of Pain for card draw. Harvest Golem because it's a good card. Fireball because it's one of the best removals in the game. At least a single target removal. Polymorph just to annoy your opponents. Shellwind Yeti because it's amazing. Sentient Shieldmaster because it's an awesome taunt. Water Elementals, 2 of them because they're just really solid. They're better than a Shellwind Yeti, I think. They have more health, and usually you don't need the 4 damage, but sometimes you do. Azor Drake, which is the spell damage and more card draw. Boulder Fist Ogre, just a solid card. Myexna and Onyxia are both my legendaries I have in the deck. Obviously, Myexna is one you can get for pretty much free if you just do the Naxxramas wing that anybody can do. And then Onyxia I got from a random card pack. Force Tank Max is a pretty awesome card as well as Flame Strike being an amazing removal card that mages have. And a Pyroblast. And that is it. That is what this deck is. And the Unstable Portals, I'll kind of describe what they are as I'm going into my battle here. I also put an annotation or a note on screen to skip to the part right now. So, boom! If you're at this part right here, you skipped over what my cards actually are, and you're in the game, so you can see it in action. And then if you think, oh, well, this is pretty cool, then you can go back and see all the cards. So, let's get into it without further ado. Unstable Portal is a 2-cost card that gives you a random minion card in your hand, and it costs 3 less. Now, it's a random minion, so any minion in the game. I don't know about anybody else, but in my experience, it has given me ridiculous cards, such as legendaries, and statistically speaking, it's really always good value. I'm gonna explain this to you in a language that maybe you can understand. Anyway, so basically, it's a 2-cost card, and its value. I personally think it's value if you can get a 3-cost card out of it, because it's a 2-cost card and it will make it cost 0 mana to put that minion on the field. So if you can get that out of it, then I think it's a good card in general. And if it's a 2-drop, then it's still an alright play, depending on what 2-drop it is. And the only way it's not good value if it's a 1-drop, and there's not that many 1-drops in Hearthstone. So, in my opinion, you have a decently high chance of getting a good card. And a lot of times, you get ridiculous cards, and it will win you games. It's completely random. There's no, like, you don't want to put an unstable portal in your deck if you want some, you know, actual good, solid, just always going to win kind of deck. It's not always going to win, and a lot of times it just doesn't work out the way you want it to. So what we're going to do here is we're actually going to, I think, Frostbolt. We can't do that, can we? Now what we can do, we can actually Frostbolt and then throw a Leper Gnome at it. That's probably the best play. Yeah, I'll throw a Leper Gnome at it. That seems like the best play here. So I'll Frostbolt and then I'll Leper Gnome it. That gets up to a 3/3, and that still does 2 damage to its face, and boom boom. So I wanted to get that killed off the board because of its annoying death rattle. It's a good card in my opinion, Dark Cultist, but it's very situational because, like, you're probably going to play it on getting health on a minion that doesn't have a lot of health, unless it's a minion that has a lot of health. Like, let's say that you already buffed that up to a 1/5, and then say, oh, a 1/7, and then that's like impossible to kill. You probably would have to kill that first, leading to give it more health. But a lot of times, what people do, including me, is that whenever there's a Dark Cultist on the board, you kill everything else so that they can't do it. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, I think I might Arcane Intellect, but I think the better play here is to Water Elemental, because I have a 3-cost and a 2-cost card in my hand, so what I can do is I can play those next turn. I'm not going to hit any of those, because he can then get his card draw mechanic off. Next turn I can do, I'm going to play this card, probably. That's annoying, to say the least, but I don't think it's that bad. Okay, so he gets rid of that. That's pretty annoying. He's using a lot of cards to do this, but he does have a card that is all about card draw, so in that regard, he is okay with doing that. Silence. Okay, so the play here is I draw cards first to make sure I don't get an unstable portal to go ham. I'm going to go ham. Here. Okay, actually, I'm going to play it safe this turn. I'm actually going to silence that. I usually would go ham, but let's silence that for a minute here. And what we'll do, we'll play unstable portal next turn, or we'll play my X-Nut, depending on what he plays. Unstable Portal is always fun to play, but in that situation, I think silencing it was better. Oh, boy. Alright. Yeah, we're going to Unstable Portal here, I think. Nah, my X-Nut would probably be the best play here, actually. He used both of his pain things, so there's actually no way that he could kill this unless he unless he has like a Holy Nova or a Smite, a Holy Smite or something.
Let me change your mind.
Oh. That's cruel. That is a cruel Taskmaster. Okay, well, I was not expecting 2 Cabal Shadow Priests. Give me a legendary that will change this game around. An Amani Berserker. Wow, okay, that's not what I wanted, but we'll play it out. We'll see how this goes. We haven't lost the game. It's really annoying what he just did. In fact, I had no idea that was even possible to pull that off that turn. Well, I knew it was possible, but I just didn't really think about it, apparently. That's pretty annoying, but I can Flame Strike next turn and clear the entire board. No, I can't because he healed that freaking thing up. Okay, well, we will get most of his board, except for the Shadow Priests. We'll play this anyway. There's really no other play I could have made there that would have been better. We are behind now. We are losing, but he has 4/2/4/1s, which are, one of them is pingable next turn. Although I'm probably dead, especially if he's repping any of the Mind Blasts. Okay, yeah, that was a really good play by him because he knows that I can't do that much. Unless I pull another Flame Strike, I'm probably dead. No, I got a Taunt. Taunt's okay in this situation actually because he's a 3/5 taunt. So that is a taunt that he can't kill. Thankfully, we will play literally everything we have and then hope next turn we get some sort of spell. It's not out of the question that we lost. It's not out of the question that we can win because, okay, yeah, that is GG. He had a Mind Control in his hand. Typical Priest. Alright, well, that was off to a bad start. That wasn't a very good representation of what the deck can do. But that is, in essence, what that was. I mean, he just literally outplayed me. I mean, he had 2 Cabal Shadow Priests, and I don't know. I mean, there's no way you can really I say outplayed, but really, there was really no way I could have assumed he had 2 Cabal Shadow Priests. I was playing on my X-Knight in a situation where he had he didn't have a way to remove it from the board, which was true. He actually didn't have a way to remove it from the board, but he had a way to put it on his side of the board. So my friend Hooper01 is sending me messages over some Hearthstone right now. That's interesting enough as it is. You know, he actually did message me earlier, and he's like, I am going. I told him I was making a YouTube video, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to message you during the video, and I'm going to. I'm assuming he's trying to make it seem like really funny or something. I don't know. Either way, not exactly the most amusing fellow, but I mean, he is Hooper01. You gotta love him. All right, so Mana Worm goes out on turn 1. I could coin, but that would be dumb. It would make a 2/3, and I can do that next turn if I so desire. So Frostbolt would be good if he plays. No, he doesn't have the coin, obviously. If he played a Whirling Zapamac or something crazy, I'd Frostbolt it. Okay, that's actually the card that I didn't want him to have, but he has it. That wasn't actually like a legitimately like, oh man, I don't want them to have that card in particular, but a card that would have traded equally was is annoying to me, because then he's obviously gonna trade it over unless he's got direct removal, in which case I don't know why you wouldn't use these guys to remove that, like the actual value that you get. Okay, so he's gonna buff it up. Alright, that was actually a better play, I guess. We'll actually just Frostbolt. Wait, if we do have enough for that, yeah, we have enough for both actually. We got a coin, Unstable Portal, see what we get. A Wolf Rider. Okay, so what's the deal here? Yeah, this is a better play, right? Oh wait, we can actually clear the board. Unstable Portal. It's OP. But like I said, I mean, if it's a 3 cost or above, you're usually going to get your value out of it. The Unstable Portal, if it's a 2 cost minion that you get out of it, it's pretty good too. A lot of people think, well, you're using 2 cards to put 1 card on the board, but no, you're actually using a card that gives you a card, so you're only using 1 card. Technically, you're using 2, but you only have to use 1 to actually get things out of the board. Either way, we will play this. We'll kill that. I don't want to go for the face right now, just because that thing's going to be annoying later on. And we've got a pretty strong board. There's not much a shaman can do against that lightning storm, but I don't think he'd do that. He could Earth Shock, or what's the other one? Earth Shock, and there's one other one. He could do either one of those to my 3/1, but that would be using some removal. All right, so he puts out an Azure Drake, which is a pretty good play in this situation. He does not know that I have the Arcane Missiles, which I will play, by the way. I'm hoping to hit at least 1. Okay, yeah, I hit 1, so we will be good with that. I could Frostbolt if I wanted to, but I don't think I do. Because if I wanted to Frostbolt, I could have just Frostbolt Ping, but Counterspell is probably better here, I'm thinking, just because it puts a huge strain on what it is for him. Mages have so many secrets at their disposal that it's really annoying. I really love Counterspell. It's literally one of the, I don't know, it's one of my favorite cards to use because it throws such a wild card at them. Like that right there. I don't know if that counters the overload aspect of it, but he did play the card. And I don't know if it gives him overload. I think it might just counter it altogether so he doesn't overload next turn, but it works very, very well. It's a very good card. It throws him such a curveball, too, because he was thinking, okay, Feral Spirit, and then he was going to turn my things into that, but it just countered that completely. It got rid of his spell. In most situations, okay, I was out of both hexes, which is good for him that it's off the board, but in the same way, I also think that maybe he did that a little bit premature, because, I mean, think about it. I'm playing a Mage. Well, I guess I'm playing a Mage, so Mage doesn't have, like, class-specific late-game cards, but we've still got Force Tank Max in hand, a Nixia later on, and he's wasted all of that removal that he can actually use directly, and he Earth Shocks, which is not super surprising. It's a pretty good play here. Alright, so what we're going to do is we do multiple things. We could Flame Strike, we could Fireball, we could play the Divine Shield tank. That is the play. Why I say this is the play is because it gives all our mana gone, so we keep on the curve, as many people would call it. Next, there's really nothing he can do because he has to use one of his minions to break through that, and the other one would have to break the Divine Shield, so it would just kill that. I have the Ping Flame Strike combo next turn, which I will use. But now it's a little bit trickier because there are more than the amount before. So what will we do here? If we get a silence, that'd be good. Okay, polymorph. So we fireball, polymorph. Yep, that's what we do. Fireball, polymorph, and we go for face. Why we go for face in this situation is because wasting a divine shield on 2 damage I think is really wasted. If he wants to hit my minion and pop the divine shield, which he will, then he can, but I don't personally want to do anything crazy. Okay, so he trades it out, but he did use 2 cards to do it. Well, Flame Tongue is a card that's going to stay on the board, though. So he's got Anti-Killbot. That's an interesting card, to say the least. I always thought Anti-Killbot was a little bit of a weird card because it's a very bad value card for what it is. It works really well with that one card, the Recombobulator. It works really well with that. Go ahead and throw the Vaporize out. Vaporize is a fun card, in my opinion. Secrets in general are fun because you never know what they are. And you're gonna just hit me in the face with that. I don't know if that's the best bet in this situation. I don't know if that was, but is he gonna go 2 times? I mean, that does overload him next turn, but it is turn 10, so it's only overloading him 8. And if he doesn't have that much in his hand, it's probably not that bad of a play. I'm going to go ahead and ping that off the board. I'm going to keep my silence and keep my frostbolt. The idea that I have Pyroblast in this deck is actually pretty crazy because, as you know, most people, is that if you're playing against a mage that is at least, if you're at rank 18, which I am, you can expect that they might, and they probably will, have the crazy Pyroblast to end the game with. Pyroblast is very rarely, in fact, I don't think I've ever used it in a situation where I just wanted to get rid of, like, a minion on the board. I think it's always been used in my circumstance to go ahead and, to kill an enemy. Apparently I couldn't speak English there for a second. I froze him for multiple reasons. One, I don't want him to keep on beating me down with that, because effectively that is still 8 damage, and that's, oh my goodness, he's gonna hate me. And please don't kill it. RNG, please. RNG, thank you. Alright, so what we do is we silence it because it's a Sneed. We're not letting that guy go. Alright, so we are going to draw an Unstable Portal and a Mirror Image. This literally couldn't get any better. I'm going to Unstable Portal and hope he gets some good. Oh my goodness gracious. Alright, so Shield Maiden, not now, but later. That's a 3 cost, 5/5. Yeah, it's a 5/5 for 6, but in my opinion, it's a 3 cost here. Alright, so we're going to freeze him again, so he can't do anything. We're going to ping that, and we're going to go for the face here. And we'll continue to ping that with our hero power down every once in a while. But since he's frozen, he can't take these out. If he was actually unfrozen, he could. But he's in... Oh, I think I might have just lost the game. Maybe. That was a really good play by him, actually. Alright, so... Oh, wait, I forgot I had the Vaporize. I forgot that. I even forgot I had that card out. That's amazing. Okay. We can actually salvage this, because what we can do is we can Flame Strike and then throw out our 5/5 3 cost minion. That's so great. That's why Unstable Portal can be really awesome sometimes. I assume he's just going to keep doing that, but I've got Acidic Swamp Ooze, so he can hit me in the face twice if he wants to with his Doom Hammer. But if he does that, then I can simply kill it next turn. I'm not sure if he's going to use it to do something else. Okay, so as expected, he goes for the face twice. And I'm just going to destroy that so he can't do any crazy things with it. His board is annoying, to say the least, because he has card draw and I really don't. Okay, speaking of not having card draw, here we go. And we destroy his weapon, Acolyte of Pain. We have played our whole hand, but we will get a card here. And we are guaranteed at least one other card, so that's what's awesome about the classic Acolyte of Pain. If I can get the next turn, I'm going to ping it again, but he might... No, he has no way to trade it out, so... that'll be good. What we will do is next turn... Oh, that's nasty. Okay, Feral Spirits. He has 2 of those. He likes running doubles in his deck, doesn't he? Okay, so... What does he have a clear, or what is he doing there? Alrighty, that's brutal over there. What we can do is I think I still have one Flame Strike in my deck, and I didn't get it, so that's bad. But what we will do, we'll ping this, right? No, we ping this, right? Yeah, we ping that. I don't have enough damage to actually get through his taunts. What we will do though is ping attack on with this guy because of the fact that we just need things on the board and we'll get mana. I really wish I didn't play that card now because I could have played Water Elemental, but maybe we'll get a spell. What is it? What are his options here? If he can get rid of my taunt, that'll be great for him, but he can't unless he runs his 6/5 into it, which I'm not sure if he wants to do. He might do it though. Okay, he doesn't. There we go. He does that. This is a close game. I'm in Pyroblast range here shortly. Actually, I was gonna say no, not yet. I was gonna say actually if I have Pyroblast in my hand this turn, I can just end the game, but I can't, especially if he removes one of my cards. Please don't. Please don't remove my cards, please. Please keep everything I have on the board. And if I pull a Flame Strike with everything I have on the board right now, you gonna play something, bud? You got 1 mana. There's not much you can do with 1 mana. In fact, I don't think there's anything. Okay. Alright. You can clear my board with 1 mana. That's what you could do. I didn't know he had a... I did not put into account the spell damage, so I'm dead. Am I dead? As funny as it sounds, I think I'm dead. Unless I Pyroblast a minion, which I've said I've never done before. So I might have to Pyroblast a minion. Yeah, there's no way I can win. Even if I Pyroblast a minion... There's literally no options here. I wish I had a Fireball, not a Pyroblast. That's so much to do so little. Like, just... That's such a good play, though. My X9 Water Elemental, but I'm dead. He'll just kill me. Well, I mean, we don't want to just let him win the game. Can we fatigue him to death? He might actually fatigue to death. Aw, no. That's brutal, rather. That pretty much sealed my fate, I think. Technically not, because, I mean, I could still pull Flame Strike. Flame Strike? Yeah, I lost. Straight up lost. There's nothing I can really do here. Nothing, right? No, there's nothing. I'm just going to concede. I'll let him kill me, actually. I'll just play everything I have. I'll play. Alright, end turn. Well... See, fatigue is great. I like fatigue. I've tried mill decks before, and I actually did that to somebody once and actually milled them. It was pretty fun. Either way, does he kill me with it? He does. He gets the 6 damage off. That's pretty crazy, actually, for finishing. I did not know you could use that on people. It's just deal damage. That's a pretty powerful card. So we D-ranked. Not only did I make a video that was like, oh man, this is going to be an awesome mage deck. It is a fun deck, though. It just... like Hearthstone always is, it's a game of luck, mostly. I think that Hearthstone has a degree of skill. Less skill, but more of knowledge of how to play the game. And then once you go to there, it's just luck. So, those professional Hearthstone players, like, other than the fact that they know exactly what trades for what, I don't feel like it's, like, super skillful. Like, I mean, there is a skill involved with it, but, I mean, Hearthstone in general, with its, just the way it is, it's completely luck-based, and... If you've ever played it before, it's a card game. You know, you have the deck, you have the cards in your deck, but when you're gonna draw them is completely up to RNG. So what do we get in this deck that we open? I'm gonna do this on camera. A whole lot of nothing. Actually, we get some shaman cards. This is pretty good. I like this. I wish it was a 4/5, but it's a 5/4, which I don't know. It's not terrible, but it's a little bit backfiery because it's an overload 1. And doing that on turn 4 can be interesting, to say the least. Seal of Lights, not really a card I like that much. And Whirling Zapomatic is probably the best card I got here. It's a really good card, actually. It's like a Dust Devil that's good, because Dust Devil is not the best card in the game. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed this deck. Hope you guys enjoyed this video of me playing some Hearthstone. Until next time, see you guys later.